We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking now. His street, what to talk about. See the big H when I'm walking out.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Base Coverage, presented to you by, of course, our partners, the one and only Knoah Teamwear. I'm your host, Jamal Clay. Listen, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, like the video, share with a friend. Let's keep this thing interactive and talk some ELF ball, right? I'm sure you see by the title, we're bringing in one of the newcomers in the league, one of the first guys to sign in the league, who's definitely going to be a difference maker and a playmaker for the Berlin Thunder, wide receiver Aaron Jackson. I'm excited to get this guy on. I watched some film on him. I like his skill set. I think he's going to do a lot of good things in the league. And we're excited to see, how him paired up with, his other offensive weapons, which we'll talk about, how they do this year. So I'm excited to bring Aaron on. But before we get to that, here's a quick word from our partners over at Knoah Teamwear. Welcome back, everyone. Listen, as I mentioned before, when the ELF season first kicked off, this guy was the first person to sign. First person. Berlin Thunder wasn't playing. They wanted to get all their signings out the way, and they bring on this guy, Aaron Jackson, at receiver. Listen, dominated the GLF, over 21 touchdowns, almost 1,500 reception yards, 91 catches, and he also do a number in the return game. So he is a big play waiting to happen. I'm excited to bring him on. So, Aaron, what's going on, man? How you doing?
It's good, man. I'm all right, man. I'm just, like I said, just trying to maintain and prepare myself for the upcoming season. So, like I said, I really appreciate you bringing me on and, having a conversation.
Most definitely. What's the off season been like for you so far?
So, for real, it's kind of just been the same. I just kind of go to the gym, train, work out as when I can, and then, I go to work. So, really, it's just training and then working and then training and then working. So, just trying to prepare myself mentally and then, obviously physically for the upcoming season. So that's really all it's been. It's just working, on and off the field, literally. So
yeah, most definitely. Well, as I mentioned before, when the off season officially kicked off and the league did something a little bit different this year, they gave it a start date where you can start signing guys. And, so the anticipation was building up, who was going to sign first, what teams are going to make splashes. And the first couple of days were a little quiet, and then out of nowhere, Berlin drops the first bomb, and they're bringing you on to the Berlin Thunder. Now, heavily documented in terms of your success in the league last year with Cologne. Obviously, partnered with Jarvis McClam and Christian Strong at quarterback. So take me back to how did Berlin come into the play? Like what sold you on signing with the Thunder and heading into the ELF?
Well, honestly, man, what sold me was just the conversations, that I had with specifically, the partial owner, Bjorn, Werner. So he kind of, made it more personable with some conversations. When we first had our conversation, it was a FaceTime. And, I think it was more, more so just getting to know each other and trying to fill each other out as the conversations, would increase, over time. I think the main thing was just the professionalism and just the feeling of being wanted as far as a person, as a player as well. So, I think they were honest as far as what they was, seeking and, for this coming season. So they was real transparent and, in the process, I was talking to a few other teams and, different teams in the GFL, different teams in the ELF and a couple teams here, but more so in the ELF where it was be a bigger opportunity for a better stage and, so it's kind of growing and everything. So I felt in my heart that, that Berlin was the best fit, due to just the conversations, man, because just having that team or that organization, kind of not just say, okay, we like what you can do, we'll bring you on, but more so dive a little deep and, have more so of a connection over the phone. And then obviously when I get out there, it'll be, it'd be a little bit different. But the main thing was for me, as I've gotten older, is just feeling like, it's going to be somewhere where I'm going to be taken care of and, I'm going to be able to have the best opportunity, for myself and my family. So that was really, really the main reason. I just felt that, with certain conversations, it felt genuine. So
most definitely. played in the GFL, right? And obviously, a ton of people from the GFL transferred over to the ELF, over 100 players, right? All different positions, special teams, offense, defense. When you last year when you're in the GFL and you're keeping an eye, I'm not saying like you're watching and studying, but when you're keeping an eye on the ELF, what attracted you to the league? That was like, maybe that's something I want to get to, or maybe that's something I want to try to strive to join next season.
Well, personally for me, I really liked that it was more so now more of an international league where you get to travel, in different places and kind of go in some different countries to play. And also, they have NFL rules. They have, instant replay, certain aspects of the game, where you can physically play and watch would be a little bit different, as far as with the GFL. No knock on the GFL, because without the GFL, I don't think me and you would be even having this conversation. So, I'm appreciative of where I came from, but I think with the ELF, it's just so more of what's in it. It's like it's new, it's hot, and I think for real, it's a bigger stage. I think more people will actually follow it. Like I said, no knock against the GFL, but I just think the ELF is just right now it's just what's in, and I think a lot of players see that and get a little bit more exposure. Like I said, they got NFL rules, so inevitably the game is longer, because the clock is, it's just a little bit different. So
it's a whole nother quarter compared.
Yeah, it's just it's just a better opportunity. I feel like for more so, just the best that they have over there. So I think. Go ahead.
No, I cut you off. My bad.
Nah, that's really all. I just really think that the ELF is just doing a little bit job branding and stuff. So that's why they're obviously getting a lot of players from the GFL.
Let me ask you this. So Berlin, I'm not sure how much Berlin you watched last season, but Berlin kind of had a different offensive scheme last season where they were more of a pro style offense. Yeah, they throw the ball, but they really relied on their run game when they had Jock Crawford. And it seems like based on their signings and the guys they're bringing in, they're transitioning into, becoming more of a vertical passing team, or more of a just divvying away from who they were the first 2 seasons in the league, based on the imports that they're bringing in. So, when you look at guys like a Max Zimmerman, or you're looking at guys like a Robin Vilcek, and now we add Andrew Jackson into the mix, like, what are your thoughts on being able to play with those types of guys that may not have, they don't have obviously American college football experience, but they're over in Europe dominating just as well. And now you guys are on the same team. What are your thoughts on being able to play with those guys?
Well, first and foremost, it's Aaron. You said Andrew, but
oh, my bad.
You all good. I'm messing with you though, but just having conversations with him, over this time since I've been signed, and I kind of knew of him playing against him whenever they, he was at Max was at the Adler, and then Robin was at the Dresden with the Monarchs. I think seeing them, actually on the field and being able to witness that they got some game to them. That's more exciting, where I can go and say I can help, that they can show me things. I can learn from them. They can learn from me, and vice versa. So I think the main thing is just being able to be on the same field with, like-minded players. It doesn't matter if they're American or German or wherever nationality, but I think they have a hunger for the game, just like I do, because I've had conversations and I'm, seeing them work, online and on social media. So I think, that's exciting. And I think that's going to really put us over the edge, is that we were able to grow and learn from one another, being that we've all had this much experience, with playing and stuff, no matter if it's, they played in college or whatever, but they got some game to them. And I like that they're eager to learn more,
especially someone like Robin last year in the league, who's had a little bit of a slow start. They killed it the second half of the season, where he was just putting up monster numbers. Berlin, new offensive coordinator, Henry Schlegel, right? Bringing in a quarterback, Donovan Easom, who played in Berlin in the GFL, who literally might be the biggest human being walking Alexanderplatz in Berlin. Like, dude is huge, and
he's big,
and he could definitely stretch the field with how strong of an arm he has. What about playing with a guy like that who has those types of attributes, and you're someone that yeah, to bring you in as an import, but with the weapons around you, you double team you, someone else is going to go off, and your quarterback, can deliver the rock to those guys. What's it going to be like playing with someone like Donovan on the offensive side?
Yeah, I think that's another interesting intricate of the game as far as on our side is that Donovan, he sets himself up with his feet as well. A
Yeah,
lot of people see his size and think, okay, he's not immobile, but he can get out the pockets though. I think for real with his arm with his arm strength, although he can get out that pocket too. I think that'll be able to set us over the edge too, and then with me taking maybe a safety out the box, that's just going to, like I said, that'll open up Robin going down the field or open up Max coming
yeah,
underneath or whoever else, that'll open up the run game as far as if you take that safety out the box, you light in the box. So, that's something that I've always been trying to, instill is like, what can I offer to my team? Although I can catch the ball and run away and make plays myself, but I think the main thing is me being out there and me being a threat will open it up for everyone else. So that's the main thing, is what I'm looking for is I'm trying to get something where all of us win. It's good
yeah,
to get personal accolades and stuff, but I think it seems like what Berlin is trying to build is something where we can get to all the way.
yeah.
And then, I open it up for someone, Robin opens up for someone. So it'll all like fit together. So I think that's the main thing. And then having Donovan just at the head of it, I think that'll be able to, get us to, where we need to go because I think he's capable of doing it because I played against him, a couple years with the Rebels, so I've seen it, so I've witnessed it, so I think it's going to be exciting with what we can do.
Most definitely. When I watch you on film, and I've been watching a lot of film lately, just gearing up for the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, ain't no way hiding it. You're a big play waiting to happen. Like you're someone who can stretch the field. You got a little bit of speed to you, right? I didn't think someone your size. I'm not gonna say you were slow, but I didn't think you were a burner. But you got some speed to you. So you're someone obviously who could stretch the ball downfield with a deep threat. You're someone who can take a screen 60 to the house, and you're someone who can also be effective in the return game. What's the most underrated part about your game that people may not know about?
I think the most underrated part of my game is probably my return and specialist skills because
Yeah,
when I first went to Cologne, they didn't really let me do it. They didn't want me to get hurt. I don't know. That was what they were saying. But I was like, I'm trying to put as much as I can put on film, So whenever they finally opened it up and let me get that opportunity, I was able to make some plays off of it. So I think that's one of the most underrated parts of my game because receiver stuff, I've always been specialized in that. But as far as return, like a return specialist, I
yeah,
think I'm able to offer something more, So, and I've tried to mold my game to be more versatile,
yeah.
with having different things,
You can
where I
see it
can
on
bring to
film.
the table. Yeah, so I appreciate that, man, for real that you
Yeah.
taking heed of that.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, outside of a championship, right? Everyone's going to say, oh, one of a championship, one of a championship. I get that. Outside of the championship for you, what are you looking to accomplish this year in the ELF? And second part question, do you and Jarvis have a little bit of a side bet on who's going to have the most TDs next season?
No, we really haven't. I mean, we all talk like me, Christian, and Jarvis and stuff. We still always communicate and stuff online and stuff like on Instagram and things. But nah, we ain't made no bet. And then I was like, man, we ain't even playing each other, with how
Yeah,
they
y'all don't play each
divided up
other this year.
how did they divided up the conferences. But I mean, for me, man, I just really want to just accomplish with getting 1,000, and probably getting over 10 because it's gonna be a lot of us out there. So, I have to be able to, swallow that sometimes and understand that it's going to be somebody else's day to take off, which I don't have a problem with. But, if I had to accomplish that, it would probably be 1,010 where I can at least be double digits and have over 1,000. So.
Most definitely. But hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. That's all we got for today.
All right, man.
It's been good, chop it up with you a little bit, talk some ball, getting to know you a little bit. I appreciate you. When you heading out to Berlin?
I'm actually supposed to be leaving early April.
Okay.
So I have my date and stuff, and then I'll be out there a little bit not too early, but I'll be out there just doing some personal stuff, just, private things until I'm able to actually participate. So I'll just be, working out and getting acclimated because I'm not really used to, Berlin. I've been there a few times, but as
Beautiful
far
city.
as being,
Huge, beautiful city though.
I know that's what everybody's telling me. So I'm really excited, and again, I appreciate you bringing me on and stuff. So I'm looking forward to what's coming in 2023, but just for everybody that's gonna, be, just tune in, man. I think it'd be a nice show to see. So just tune in for 2023 for the Thunder, man. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Most definitely, Thunder offense is gonna look a lot different. I think a lot of people are, excited to see it. But hey, as I mentioned, I appreciate you coming on. Hey, June 3rd, week 1, you can catch the Berlin Thunder and Jackson. Max Zimmerman, Robin Vilcek, and those guys as they play the Anthroners. One of the new teams coming into the league in the conference battle. So it should be a good one. I'm excited for it, as all of us are. Aaron, again, I appreciate you. And like I tell a lot of people, and I mean this won't be the last time we chop it up, brother.
For sure, man. I'll be looking forward to talking to you, man. Just make sure you have a good rest of your day, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, make sure y'all tune in. It's not gonna be nothing you wish you didn't see, man. So I appreciate it, man. I look forward to talking to you again, man.
Nobody. Hard work, they don't know about it. Hard work, they don't know about it. Hard work, they don't know about it. Animal.